Just before we end, I said that the child does not know the sufferings of the parents when the child is gone. But the child gets the suffering later when the parents is gone. Isn't that interesting karma? That when the parents are gone now, the child misses the parents. But when the child had left the parents, he or she did not know what suffering the parents went through. So he begins to go through the suffering when his parents are gone. That's why most people don't learn the lessons until the teacher is missing. And they have to fend for themselves. Then now they're going to use whatever they learn to go forward. So, the question now before we end is how do we cure that problem? And to cure that problem, here's what you do. If you know that it's raining, you walk with your umbrella. Why? Because you're going to you know ahead of time. But if you don't know it's raining, you're going to get wet. What's the analogy? Preparation. Love your parents so much, please them so much, that when they die, you don't have. You have done your duty. And we do that in our everyday life, for example. You know, you prepare your husband for work. You give him food, you press his clothes, you give him nice something to drink, tea and so on, you make your tea and so on. Then you do all of this for your husband. Why? Because you know that when he goes to work, he's going to need all this stuff, but you make him so comfortable that when he leaves, your heart is not waiting for him, dragging for him, because you have done your part. However, if you didn't do it, and poor guy had to make his own breakfast, and then he had to go and do things. Now because of your love for him, of course, you'll worry. You'll say, oh boy. And you'll feel like an emptiness within yourself, and you'll say that, I didn't give him the breakfast. Now you do the same thing with your son or your daughter. You make sure that you got everything, and then the son says, I don't want no food. You did all the cooking and everything. I don't want no food in the morning. So now, you feel an emptiness. You feel like you have not pleased him in any way. So, because you haven't satisfied your heart with him. So that is what happened. So listen, why don't we are so guaranteed that death is predicted. Death is predicted, no matter what. That is a more sure prediction. We're so guaranteed of death. Why can't we prepare for it? Why can't we say, okay, I'm going to love my sister and my brother and my mother and my father with so much heart and so much fullness that when they leave, I won't feel it. That is the cure. The cure is not to go and pray all over the place and still not please them. So you have to go, you can do all the prayers you want. You can do anything you can pray, but if you don't feel in your heart that you have pleased that person, that's why we all try to please each other. And that's why the biggest problem nowadays is heart attack. We never had heart attack in 1930s and 1920s. You don't have that much heart attack. Why? Because people lack of love. So the heart chakra reacts.